Not too long ago, I went to the bathroom and, not to get too graphic, but I took a shit and this came out. I'm not sure if I should go to the doctor or not, because I don't think crapping out DVDs is normal. But before I go to the doctor, I might as well review this movie that happened to come out of my ass. And that movie is Hellraiser Hellworld. Now, Hellworld is the 8th film in the Hellraiser series, and this one, once again, is directed by Rick Bota, who also directed the previous 2 installments, Hellraiser Hellseeker and Hellraiser Deader. This was actually filmed back-to-back with Hellraiser Deader, and this was actually released in 2005, only a few months after Hellraiser Deader, and this, of course, was released straight to DVD when it came out. Now, there are 2 good things about this movie. Lance Henriksen, and yes, Lance Henriksen is in this movie, and Doug Bradley, who plays Pinhead. That's about it. And I say those are the only 2 good things about the movie, but honestly, both of them are wasted in this movie. Yeah, this is like, if you were to look up the definition of a bad sequel, yeah, I'm pretty sure this movie would probably be it. So, the plot of Hellworld is, it revolves around a computer game called Hellworld, which is based around the Hellraiser mythos, and it appears that in this movie, the Cenobites are really just characters from a computer game, and it almost seems like they're trying to go for like a Wes Craven's New Nightmare kind of approach, where they're all just fictional characters, but they end up coming to life. Like, it seems like they're trying to go for that approach. It also seems like they're trying to go for like a self-aware kind of approach, like, because all the characters in the movie already know about the Hellraiser mythos because of this computer game, so it seems like they're trying to be like Scream in a way, what happens is, the movie is about a group of friends who are really big fans of this game, Hellworld, and what happens is, one of their friends is so obsessed with this game, Hellworld, that he actually kills himself, and after that, like, they kind of drift apart a little bit, and, one of them just stops playing the game altogether, but what happens is, 2 years later, they get invited to a party at this house, and the party is being hosted by this guy who's played by Lance Henriksen, and what happens is they go there, and long story short, each of these friends, like, they start getting killed off by Lance Henriksen's character, who, as it turns out, or at least it appears that he's actually Pinhead, and so basically they start getting killed off one by Pinhead, but the thing is, like, in the movie, Pinhead kills them the same way that a slasher from any other slasher film would kill them, like, and that's the biggest problem with the movie, is it's really just a very generic slasher film, and really doesn't even feel like a Hellraiser film at all. It really feels more like a ripoff of Scream or I Know What You Did Last Summer, and the characters in the movie, none of the characters are really likable, and honestly, a lot of them are almost like your stereotypical horror movie characters, like, they're just, like, they're like these teenaged or young adult characters, and, they're really not very likable, and that is one thing that I did like about the Hellraiser franchise, is, is even the bad ones, in most of the Hellraiser movies, a lot of the main characters really were, like, mature adult characters, but, in this movie, it's, like, the same as almost every other horror film of this type. It's a bunch of like annoying teenagers pretty much, and and also there's this really ridiculous twist at the end of the movie. It's really not that good of a movie. I mean, I don't know, I really don't have that much else to say about this one. It's it's definitely I'm not sure if I hate it as much as, like, Hellraiser Hellseeker or Hellraiser 3 Hell on Earth. Honestly, I would say my 3 least favorite Hellraiser movies would have to be Hellraiser 3, Hellraiser Hellseeker, and maybe this one. I definitely liked Hellraiser Deader a lot more than this one. And honestly, it's movies like this that kind of show that Hellraiser really didn't need to have sequels, because the first Hellraiser movie is, in my opinion, a classic, and Hellraiser 2 is not quite as good as the first one, but Hellraiser 2 is, in my opinion, at least a worthy sequel. But then you get Hellraiser 3, which I thought sucked. Hellraiser Bloodline, I actually don't hate as much as a lot of people do, but I can see why people don't like Hellraiser Bloodline. I actually do like Hellraiser Inferno. I hate Hellraiser Hellseeker, and I thought Deader was mediocre at best, and this one, in my opinion, this one sucks. And it's a shame that the Hellraiser series really went downhill this badly, and I know that for a while there was actually talks of them doing a Hellraiser / Halloween crossover, which might sound ridiculous, but apparently Clive Barker was actually going to write the screenplay for that, and John Carpenter was actually going to direct that, and honestly, I would rather have seen that than something like this. And honestly, there's still a chance that they could resurrect the franchise. I mean, there was a comic book series that was supposed to take place, I think 20 years after the events of the first one, and from what I heard about those comics, if they ever made an adaptation of those comics, that could make a really good Hellraiser movie. And also, Clive Barker for years has been working on a book called The Scarlet Gospels, which is supposed to be kind of a sequel to his book, The Hellbound Heart, which is the book that the first Hellraiser movie was based on. And basically, in this book, The Scarlet Gospels, it was going to feature the Cenobites, but it was also going to feature the character of Harry Dumar, who was a character from a lot of Clive Barker's other works. And honestly, if once Clive Barker gets that book finished, they could try to make a movie out of that, and that could make a good Hellraiser movie. But but from movies like this, it kind of seems like the franchise is dead. So yeah, because this was, I believe, the last Hellraiser movie. What the fuck is that?